Good morning, Sri.
Good morning, good afternoon. Let's see who is available. I have few people here. Hey, hello everyone. Good to see you all. I have PMP stars also here. Cleared PMP recently. Ooh, a lot of smile in the face, eh? Ankita, pretty excited.
Yeah, Shriram.
All right, let's talk quickly about your success as well. I have few more people who cleared exam. Who all I have here? Who cleared PMP? Gangadhar is here. Okay. Okay, Hemitas is here. Okay, nice. Three people who cleared PMP recently. Nice. First, welcome you all to this Sunday prayers. We meet every Sunday to talk about how things are progressing on PMP and PMI-ACP. It's always nice to see when some people get a success and there is a joy in their face. Yes, it's been done. Yeah, that gives an immense amount of joy and a relieved feel, isn't it? Let me see if I can put in spotlight. I have Ankita, Imtaz, and one more person. Where is Gangadhar? Gangadhar, did I miss you? Okay, Gangadhar, you're here? Okay, Gangadhar is here. All right, three people are here who cleared PMP. Let's give a congratulations and round of applause to all. Great
Thank you
job.
so much. Thank you
Great
so much.
job. Great job. Are you feeling good? Happy?
Excited.
Excited. All right. So it's a journey of starting with the preparation and then practicing questions and getting the exams. So people here are pretty excited to know how this success happened. So before I go there, first I wish to congratulations. We also get more wishes from people around. I can see people are wishing you in the chat here. Let me listen to the people here. Maybe I can start with Ankita. So, how was your journey practicing and going for the exam?
First of all, I would like to thank you, Shriram, and your team for your immense support, because of which it was like really impossible. And the journey was very tough one.
Hmm.
Lots of practice and planning, practice, and then the mock exams. Oh my God, it was like too much of stress. For the 2 months, it was like literally overdose of stress plus the knowledge. But
Okay.
it turned out very well. In the end,
Okay.
it was like too much and too good, I would say.
Okay. I understand that point. But if you want to redo this again, in the sense of if you go time travel, you want to do it again, will you
No,
repeat
no,
the
no.
same format? Will you do the same format or you do any correction on it? What you did?
I will do correction in it. Yeah,
What could be correction?
definitely. Time management during the final exam. Time management. I
Hmm.
did practice like during your answering your mock exams.
Uh-huh.
I went with like the time management first and then understanding the questions.
Hmm.
But then on the exam day, somehow it like time management did not go well as I had
Ah,
planned.
ah.
So that was
Any
like,
learnings? Any learnings people can take from you? What could be the
yeah,
one?
yeah. Uh, like you had told me, to manage the time properly. So
Hmm.
I had practiced that during the mock exam. But what happened is, during the first set of 60 questions,
Hmm.
the first 10 questions, I took little bit more time, but not, I think, per question, I will not say more than 1 minute.
Hmm.
But then after completing my 40 questions, the questions were a bit tough as compared to first set of 40 questions. So those 20 questions consumed a bit lot of time.
More
And
time.
my first session itself completed in 95 minutes. And that was
Hmm.
like too much.
Hmm.
So this affected my last set.
Hmm.
In the last set, I had 20 questions and
Uh,
13 minutes. And it was like too much of stress. And I did not want to like just tick any option. I
hmm.
wanted to read each and every question and complete my test properly.
Hmm.
So then I don't know, somehow I got from where I got that power, I really don't know. Maybe it was from your this half an hour, whatever gyan you do, that was like coming in front of me. And then I completed entire test and there were 3 minutes remaining. 20
Ah.
questions in 10 minutes.
Okay. 3 minutes remaining. Okay. You went
Yeah,
fast.
that's what.
Nice.
And then it was on the first floor, exam center, exam test. And then I came down and they gave me the printout. I'm like looking, where is the passing of that word? And I saw that. And then I was like, happy. Everything I achieved, I thought. It was
Yeah.
like too much of joy.
Good. Good, Ankita. That's a good happiness, joy. Also, there is a learning that be careful on time management.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
in the main exam, especially. Yeah. Give attention to time. That's right.
That's what.
A good time. If you want to say 3 slots, what could be a good time for someone to work?
I will say first session, try to complete it within 70 minutes or
Hmm.
before that. Because like while your mock questions are totally the same,
Hmm.
similar one. Only the options which you provide are a bit tricky.
Hmm.
And over there, the options you can select are a bit less tricky than what I saw in your mock.
Hmm.
So I will say try practicing understanding the question in first attempt. So
Hmm.
that will be the most important thing. And while reading and while understanding the concept, I would suggest to understand the concept. Do not just like by heart, try to by heart. Understand the questions
Hmm.
properly.
Okay.
And somehow I tried to follow the Shuhari,
Hmm.
which you explain.
Hmm.
So that the skill management, yeah, so yeah, skill mastery.
Yep.
So that I try to adopt during my learning period, and then I try to like experiment it during the mock.
Okay. Good. Good
Yeah,
to know that you apply what you learn. Good to
yeah.
know. Very nice to know. So I'm sure your family is excited and you're also a bit relieved right now. That's good to know.
I'm like too relieved. The pressure and stress is like too much. And even the call before my exam, the call which you like we spoke no for I think 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that was like a bit relieving.
Hmm.
Seriously, your support is like immense in this.
Good to know.
I'm
Good to know.
really thankful.
Great. Great, Ankita. Happy for your success. And this is a stepping stone. I will not tell PMP is end. It's a start. Now the door opened. Now you realized you can push yourself to the higher level. So now you'll apply in your job, get a better positions, keep growing. I believe you are in Europe or you're in Ireland somewhere.
Yeah, Ireland.
Ireland, you are. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good wishes. And thanks for coming up here to share your experience and be active in Elite group. We have something called
yeah.
Elite group. So you can
Yes,
see more opportunities. People talk about job availability also, which is
yeah.
also a good platform to discuss. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay,
Good.
thank you.
All
Yeah,
right. Thanks, Ankita. That's Ankita who cleared the PMP recently. Great. Then
thank
I
you,
can see
Shri.
the excitement with her. Then what I do is I'll invite whom I have. I have hey, Mitas, you want to get inside? Let me pull him inside. He's here. Hey.
Yes,
So
yes.
when you cleared exam?
I cleared, I think it's 2 weeks right now. 29th April, I have cleared the exam.
Nice.
So it was little bit stress what Ankita has said, right? I have done totally 4 marks. I was
Hmm.
not about to contact you. I thought without telling you, I will go and appear for the exam. Then let's the result come in. Then I will get in touch with you. So
Okay.
there is some mental pressure, right? I think when you are preparing, right? Actually, I called my father-in-law and mother-in-law so that my children don't disturb me a lot, so that
Hmm.
they will be taken care by my father-in-law and mother-in-law, so that I'll be free. So when
Hmm.
I'm studying, right, my father-in-law, my children comes in. What are you doing? So
Hmm.
every time I write mock exam, the first mock, second mock, my elder son is very much interested. What's the mark? When I say below target, so we are telling them, right, score more than 80%. We are not expecting 99%, but score more than at least 80%. You are telling me score more than 80%. How do
Good
I
to know.
explain him that more than 70% itself it is enough? So it's quite challenging. I think preparation part is not that much tough. The mental pressure, if I
Okay.
fail the exam, what my wife will think, what the other person will think, that was kind of, it was revolving, I think. Studying
Mm.
part, I think it is quite easy. I think it's not a big thing because we don't need to memorize anything. We just want to understand the concepts, right?
Yes.
Whatever it is there. So we
Yes.
need to understand the process, how it goes through.
Yeah.
So I think again, for me also the same thing, the time pressure was there during the exam. As
Ah.
Ankita said, the
Mm-hmm.
first 60 questions I took maybe 100 minutes or maybe 105 minutes. It was quite
Wow.
big.
That's
Uh,
much,
It
man.
was very big. Then I took a break.
Mm.
So I think even I read in Rita book, the last page, tips for clearing the exam in the first attempt. It is
Okay.
clearly mentioned that you took control over the exam. Don't let the exam control over you. But
Okay.
unfortunately, it happened for me that exam took control over me. I was a bit nervous when I went to the exam center. They are checking our pockets, everything we need to keep into the locker, all those things. It was something different situation for me because I have cleared the scaled agilist and the scaled scrum master, the safe and all. We will do it in front of system, that too at home, and
Yeah.
just for 1.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
That was quite easy, and that is bookish question. Once if you read those, I think the content, whatever the safe provides, right?
Mm.
It's easily you can clear, but this is altogether completely different scenario. So
Mm.
it was quite difficult. The first 60 questions, 100 minutes. Then I took a break. Then
Mm.
I came from the break. They are giving exactly 10 minutes. You have to come back because I need to go to the nature's call. It was
Mm.
I went. Then I
Mm.
came back, and then the invigilator has said that you can't take a break. It's already 100 minutes now. Second break you can't take. That is what they said. I don't know why it is. I
Why?
took exam in Bangalore, Shivaji Nagar.
Uh-huh.
They said that already the first break itself you took very late. You can't take the second break. That is what they said to me. It was
Mm.
quite weird. It's okay because again I left out with 130 minutes. The
No,
next
they can't say like that. They
that
can't say like.
that is what they said to me.
Mm.
And when I went for the second 60
Mm.
set of questions, so
Mm.
I'm watching the clock, 130 minutes, 120 questions. Slowly it is getting dropped. Okay. I am reaching to a point that I need to attend 60 questions, 50 minutes. So
Oh.
you tell me, you can't believe that last 10 questions, last 5 questions, I didn't read the questions properly also. I directly went with the options, whichever options. You may see some options, right, which may not be correct by looking at the options. The
Okay.
most
Yeah.
of the questions, right, even from the start, from number 1 till number 180, easily I could remove the two questions easily by
That's it.
elimination technique. I'm
Mm-hmm.
facing that last two questions, right? Even we have this strikeout option, we can color it,
Mm-hmm.
we can give the highlighting, the options, right? So the another two questions, I had a different, I had very difficulty that what to choose. That
Mm.
whatever you say, right, the sixth sense, somehow it is not working in the examination center. It's really difficult. It's not easy, and time pressure is there. I didn't review whatever I have done. 180 questions I didn't review. I didn't had time to review. That was
Ah.
really bad. Given a chance, if I write an exam, I would
Mm.
do really better, much better than what I did before. I
Mm.
was of the opinion that I may not clear because I was a little bit nervous when I was taking the exam. Again, I contacted you 2 days before or 3 days before after the mock test 4. You said me stop for a while. Now for the mock test, you can practice 40 questions or 60 questions and reading ability. What
Mm.
I faced, right, the reading ability, uh, by first read, I couldn't and I couldn't
Exactly.
get the questions properly.
Yeah.
So if it is for 1 or 2 questions, it is okay. For me, it happened for multiple questions. That
Mm.
took a lot of time. So I
Mm.
still encourage the people who are going appearing for exam, the reading ability. Read slowly. By first attempt itself, you have to understand that question properly. Once you understand, most
Mm.
likely you will correct. You will choose a correct answer.
Well said.
Definitely. That
Well
is
said.
the part I think is because we know the concepts, right? I think we
Yeah.
will choose the correct answer. You have to understand the questions in first attempt, and most likely you will have a right answer. Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Thanks for being so honest and transparent to share what happened, because it shows how that was a battle in the exam hall, and you won the game. That's important news. Even though you said the exam took control of you,
Mm.
but you beat it, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, right.
And that's a key, right? You don't give up. That's the important thing
Yes.
in leadership. Even in leadership or any management meetings or management decisions, many decisions we don't know it is going to work for us. but we go with a gut feel and we go with some thought process, let it happen. Sometimes it looks like things are over you, but over a period of time on your consistency and determination will come out. So proud of you, Mitas, you did it. Good job. I believe your family is also proud of you now.
Yes, yes.
But you
Yeah.
cannot compete with your son or daughter with the scores. That you cannot
Yes,
do.
yes, yes, yes. That is not at all possible. And the one last advice, what I would like to give the people who are going to appear for the exam,
Mhm.
definitely hard work will pay for you,
Mhm.
because my family knows, my wife knows, my son knows that I have put really too much of time into this preparation, all those things.
Mhm.
So when you do really hard work, when you are sincere to yourself, definitely whatever may be the condition, most likely maybe more than 99% chances you will clear the exam if you appear for mock test, all those
Yes.
things. And one more thing, that the mock test 1 and 2, I felt it's relatively easy. The first mock test, I don't know.
Mhm.
When you go for the second mock test, third mock test, the questions are bigger sentences questions, and there are no direct questions. So maybe one more point for me, right? The first mock test I scored maybe 63 or 64.
Mhm.
Every subsequent mock test my marks are decreasing by 1% or 2%. So
Mhm.
that is also not a good part. So if it
Mhm.
is getting increased, you will have more confidence. So when
Yes.
you're going for an exam. So again, as Ankita said clearly, you have to review, because in our mock test, as Shri Learning, which provides the mock test, right? It gives,
Mhm.
I believe it is 250 minutes, right? For 180 questions, 20 minutes
Mhm.
break. You included the 20 minutes break. We can take any point in time. And but in reality, you can't review 180 questions in a single stretch, as you have
Yeah.
explained. Maybe I didn't
Yeah.
notice
Yeah.
that one. So
Yeah.
first 60 questions, once it is done, you can't come back to that 60 questions again. The next 60 questions you can't come back. So as Ankita said, first 60 questions, maybe 70 minutes maybe you have to complete, and
Mhm.
again maybe you have to have 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes. You should review it, then you should close that session. Then that would be a good enough. Even you will have more confident. Otherwise, it is better you should review whatever you have flagged the questions, right? You have to review. Then
Mhm.
there will be more chances that you will get more questions right on your exam. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Well said. Thanks for sharing that. In fact, one of the reasons we conduct this Sunday prayers, inviting people, is to get this knowledge. I sometimes even put in the class also saying that every 60 questions, PMI will stop, which means they give a break. You can go, come out. But this 60 question will be locked. The moment you
Yes.
cross the 60, it will be locked, which means you cannot go back. So in 60 question, if you mark 4 questions for review, I will see these 4 questions and then it's over. That's it. Then I go to next 60 questions, the second slot, then third slot. So they go by
Yes.
slot wise. That's how it will work. It is also good, I will tell you. When I do the exam years back, we used to get to 200 questions, one slot. So I can go to 200th question. I can go to first question. Does it look so nice? But actually, that's a pain. When you have more options, you don't know which t-shirt to choose.
Yes.
When you have a limited only 2 t-shirts, you will choose one of them, right? So we even think it's good 200 questions at a slot, but it was a pain those days. But I will also accept your point that we'll be mindful on time management, be careful on what you're doing, and this is the reason we practice in our practice exam. If we take practice exams, I would have many times asked people, can you put your score? Can you tell me how much of time you took? Do you took a break? I will ask as if like a school children. Sometimes they feel like, man, I'm in the industry for 40 years, 30 years. You guys are treating me like a school child. When they go to main exam, they'll realize all the one I said, God, man, I should have listened to this guy. So main exam is a bit tricky because it's more of a tough exam in the world, one of the toughest exam, right? Good. I'm pretty happy that you did it, Amitas. I'm so happy that transparently you shared what happened. That's more important, right? That's pretty nice. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, last thing I would like to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the exam center, it is continuously monitored, right, with cameras.
Of course.
There are a lot of other people also side by side. They are writing their exams. Not only PMP, there are some other several exams that Pearson Group is conducting. So
Mm-hmm.
after my break, there are 5 minutes left already.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 minutes over, and still 5 more minutes was there. So they were telling that you have to go to the exam to your place and you have to start immediately. I could see there are 4 minutes spare. I was about to relax at my in front of the system. I wanted to relax. since I have 4 minutes, right, the break. So they are not allowing. Once you come into your place, you have to start immediately. You can't take break here. You can't sit idle. That was also quite peculiar to me. So that 4.5 minutes, right? You can take some deep breathing technique. You can
Yeah, yeah.
relax yourself. But what's the problem for them? I don't know. So
I
it's
think
my
that
time, right? Yeah.
it's something wrong. We
Mm,
have to raise a
mm,
complaint on this one. They cannot
mm.
treat like this. It
Yeah,
should not
that
do
was
that way.
not good. Yeah.
Yeah, not good, not good.
Mm,
You have all the rights to raise a complaint, but this should not be
mm.
done. In fact, they cannot tell two breaks are not there. It's in the
Yeah,
part
that is
of
what.
the system. You can take two breaks. They don't have any rights to talk to you and tell you to do this. It's your exam. You can plan what it is. If you violate the rule, they can say something. If you
Okay.
don't violate anything, they don't have anything to talk. Maybe there could be one or two staff lesser knowledge could have behaved this way, but we have to still raise this. I don't know whether you have a forum to raise a feedback. If it is there, we have to raise against a Pearson, not PMI,
Mm.
Pearson.
Okay.
Pearson, you
Okay.
have to raise the forum, raise a ticket saying that I was disturbed heavily while I'm doing examination, which is not good. It's not good practice. Okay,
Okay.
I see that, which means many problem you cleared. It look like you have a toughest video game you played.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Thank you,
Great.
Shri.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks for sharing experience. Okay, then let me bring one more person here. Today we have a big day, I believe. We have Gangadhar also here. Nice. Gangadhar, what a
Hi,
smile.
Shri.
Done with the exam. Okay. Congratulations, Gangadhar. Happy for you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Shri. You were there continuously, and this was like more tough period all through the life. Like I had multiple challenges coming up in the April month, and then exam on the May. So
Mhm.
it was very tough. I have to manage everything, a lot of things coming at all at once. Actually,
Mm.
my preparation also, it was like I planned initially something and I did not keep up with that plan. I was like, I'll read everything and the marks, and then it did not happen. Then I have to change. I I was not able to give the 10 questions mock also properly.
Mm.
Then I understood what was lacking. I went chapter by chapter,
Mm.
cleared 10 chapters, and then 10 chapters with 10 marks, like each chapter covering 100 questions.
Mm.
So there I built my confidence. Then after that, was changed. I was like pretty much smooth in 60 questions, 80 questions mark, and utilizing the breaks, like even though you're saying it every time, like we ignore it, but we realize it. It comes by experience. We have to utilize break whatever is given. We have to utilize it. Otherwise, it is going to build a lot of pressure. In my
Mm.
exam, I had 8 multiple drags, drag and drops, and they were like A and B categories. Like eight, eight multiple drags and drops, and in each question there are 8 left side, 8 right side.
Okay. Okay. PMI want to test
Literally,
you.
I'm spending like four. They literally like, and to come to the worst part, first 15 questions had 4 drag and drops.
God, man.
I was like gone. I was like gone. And whenever there is a drag and drop, I was like completely disturbed. I was like,
Did you did
I
you
better
did you
rather
stop for
not
a while?
answer this question.
Gangadhar, did you stop for a while and ask the
Like,
God, why
yeah,
me?
because
Why,
I am the suitable guy to do that.
why
Uh,
me?
so it was like
Mhm.
we usually see drag and drops for this side and fourth side. We try to
Yeah,
match,
yeah.
but here there are two sets: four above, four below. Total eight,
Okay.
and they are like completely textbook context. Like if you know the textbook, you can drag it correctly.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's gone.
Mm. Understood.
And no calculations part
Mm.
and. Like whatever practice you do, drag and drops, they are like nowhere related to any context wherever you have seen. Like if you know the textbook, only then you are going to answer that.
Mm. Okay.
And I got a lot of time consumed here. Uh,
Mhm.
I have to keep up the pace. That
Understood.
was
Understood. Oh,
very
Gangadhar, one
much
question. Gangadhar,
point
one
I have
question
to
to
make
you.
it.
One question to you. How was Agile influence in the main exam?
It was very major. Predictive is comparatively or very less, we can say. Agile or hybrid is more dominant.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm. Okay.
majority of questions, whatever are coming in any area, they are coming directly in hybrid or agile.
Agile
Maybe
form.
it should be iterative, incremental,
Okay.
but it is in that area.
Okay. Okay. Good. One question to you on the time management. Are you in control after having all this drag and drop?
Say I was not in control of time management.
Hmm.
Uh, Drag and drop destroyed most of the planning and
Conflict.
the breaks which we are taking, or
Hmm.
even in the exam center, I felt little of weird.
Hmm.
Like a lot of sound was coming, like chair movement or they pushing doors, closing, and the way they behaved was not so cool.
Cool.
Maybe it depends on center to center. I don't know. I am from Hyderabad, but if you are home environment is much better. You can sit at home and do it more peacefully if you have that resource.
I'm a bit worried today.
It
I'm
is
hearing Bangalore, I'm hearing compliance. Hyderabad, I'm hearing compliance. This is not the way
because
Pearson is. Hmm.
because here we are focused towards calming ourselves, going to exam and coming back.
Yep.
Now they are asking you to open your collar, roll up your sleeves, and
Okay.
then the button. Unfortunately, or suddenly, we don't know. We wear a full hand shirt, and they ask you to do some mock drill kind of things, and then suddenly, then you have to like it was like repeatedly after every break you're coming going. Every two times it will be happening there. So your 2 minutes or 3 minutes is gone here, and again you're outside and coming back inside.
Ah, yeah,
And
that is there.
maybe sitting at home, you'll be like more comfortable.
Could be, could be. But did they give you earplugs? Because if you hear a lot of sounds around.
Yeah, they gave earplugs and noise cancellation headset kind of thing was also there, but the kind of noise because of chairs or door opening and closing, multiple people coming into the same hall or room which
Hmm.
you are allocated.
Okay, okay.
There are around 10 or 15
Got
systems.
you. Got you. Oh, got you. Got
So
you. All right. Overall, I think it was a good effort from your side. Now, if you want to give any recommendation for reading and preparation, because people are struggling, scores are not going high. They feel like I'm stuck somewhere. Will you have anything to tell them how to improve themselves on the confidence and the score?
um, what actually I faced, I was literally scoring 2, 3, 4 initially in the 10 questions mark chapter wise when I was trying initially, and then I realized what I was doing the mistake. I spoke to Rahul. Rahul
Hmm.
suggested me, sir, go chapter by chapter and try to build a confidence over there, you as much as possible. So then I put
Hmm.
the chapter, I read through it, I took the Reta book, I took highlighters, do the highlight all things, and then do one chapter, uh, first mock, read through the references.
Hmm.
Why this answer, why it is wrong, and the reference provided in what context. I go back to the Agile or Rimbock and read that context few lines before after, build that concept, and then by the time I do 30 or 40 questions, I'm in like good pace. I know why they are asking this
Very good. Very
or
good.
why they are going to say this.
Very good. So reading in depth is pretty important.
So Rita is basic.
Hmm.
Rita is the basic. You
Hmm.
will read it.
Hmm.
Rita, I used to have the reading habit 4 o'clock to 5:30 or 6 o'clock, 2 hours Rita
Hmm.
in the mornings. And advantage for me is while driving to office, I used to put on the earphones, play the
Hmm.
audio continuously.
Hmm. Okay. Good job. Good. Nice to hear a lot of good things today and a lot of challenges also. Let me invite all of them who cleared PMP one more time here. I have the 3 stars today. There are a few more people cleared, and these 3 stars step forward to tell that we will also share our experience and show that some tips. Even though we heard some struggle from them, but end of that there is a joy. End of the tunnel there is a light. Huh? So there is a hard work. At the same time, there is a consistency and determination happen from all of them. So once again, congratulations and round of applause to the people who cleared here.
Yeah, and Shriram, I want to add one point,
Mm-hmm.
like for the students who are preparing. So while preparation time, I would suggest them to listen to your recordings, the recordings at least for like 2 times, at least. So with this, no, what I felt is I heard your recordings 2 times, like after answering my mock, and then it was like the gaps which were there, those gaps were like covered up. And if we are listening to your recordings, then there is no need to go for the agile book also. Everything is covered in your recordings,
Mm.
class recordings, like each and every detailing. Because I went to agile book also. Actually, I had contacted the people who personally contacted the people who cleared the exam, so they had suggested me to go through the agile book also. So when I went to the book, it was like, okay, but I also went through your recordings. So I found that everything mentioned in the Agile book, Agile Practice Guide, so everything is covered in your class. So at least twice we should go through your recordings, class recordings.
Good to know. That's a good point. Thanks for sharing that, Ankita.
And the questions also, your questions are similar to the main exam questions. So if we are going through your questions properly and seriously, then it's very easy to clear the main exam. Literally.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I think last 2 points
I
gave a lot.
actually, I actually, yeah, I actually agree with what she is saying. Ankita is saying. I had a question the one of my Sunday prayers and asked you directly openly in forum like, are
Mm,
the PMI questions going to look exactly? And you have mentioned that some people have given this feedback, but I was looking at these questions from outside other platforms, whoever is sharing in some other platform or sharing through over WhatsApp to me. I was like not feeling that intensity or the value in that question, what they are discussing or putting forward. But when I have seen the main question paper, it is exactly at your final marks, not
mm,
at not the initial ones, 10 question marks, but the 180 marks which you cover are exactly the main marks. Like they have the exact standard. If
mm,
people are used to do only your marks, final marks, very good, gather that understanding, the question language, question options which you decide, like which the wordings you choose, exactly reflecting there.
mm,
Like
Exactly.
I to clearly mention that people who are going to focus have this habit of looking at the questions shared over the groups by Rahul everyday basis, keep the mindset, and also don't allow a lot of other content into your brain.
Mhm.
Stick to ShriLearning content. Maybe that is as simple as that. Like if you are looking
okay,
faithfully towards this platform and taking complete advantage, your final paper, when you sit in the final exam, you will feel like, I know this kind of things you will feel.
great.
Right.
Thanks, Gangadhar. You turned as a brand ambassador for us.
No, no, Sriram, it's really exactly the same content you can
No,
see in the
no,
main exam.
Good. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks
because
a lot.
what I was
Hmm. Go ahead.
because what you were teaching, I also practiced and I also gave this in the trainings to my staff.
Oh,
I used to explain how these are connected, and then they are like enlightened. And I told them that I am going to appear for my PMP and I'm taking this all through. And the three of them were pretty much interested. I shared
perfect.
the contacts. Maybe
Perfect.
they will be willing to join next.
Perfect. Perfect.
That is
Thanks
a
to all
different
the.
one. But
Mhm.
the context which you build in your marks, they're very selective and they
Mm.
are 99% or above 90%, they're completely in line with the final exam.
Very good. Super good. Super good. All right, great. So thanks a lot again for coming up here and keep up the momentum and always say look for people to shine, apply in their job. Certificate is one portion of our life, Apply that in your professional and personal career, because we learn some ethical behavior of PMI: responsibility, respect, honesty, and fairness. It is not only a certificate. When I walk on the street, when I'm in a conference, when I'm talking to family members, we keep up that ethical behavior. People may look at you, man, are you nut? Come on, man, let's cut the corner. Let them say that, let's be ethical. People look at us the way we work and they realize that that person is a certified person, not by showing certificate, by our behavior, right? So good wishes, keep rocking, and thanks for your time being here.
Thank you so much, Sri.
Thank you, Shri.
Perfectly.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So I think people are excited listening to them, and let's get back to the people here. All right. Do anyone have any specific question? If we missed to address that question, Mahesh has something. Yes, Mahesh.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations to all of three. My question, Gangadhar already answered, but I want to take the opinion from other two about the questions on the predictive and the agile. How is the percentage on that part?
Who told you just now?
Yeah, for me, who is speaking? I think
Mahesh.
Mahesh, right? Mahesh, yeah.
Right.
I think whatever Gangadhar has said, right? I think for everyone it will be different. As Gangadhar said that the multiple choice questions, it was more for him. I didn't get not even a single multiple choice, the drag and drop questions. For me, it
Mhm.
was much easier. And with your question for agile and hybrid, I also could say that predictive, it's very less. I think I could say maybe 20%. The most of the things were agile and hybrid. They were focusing more on hybrid and agile. The predictive was were very less for me, at least. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Thanks.
I got five multiple drag and drop and one numerical that was on the BAC
Mm.
estimates.
Okay.
And I didn't get
Yes.
not even a numerical also. I was very much thought of I will get numerical easily. You can clear one
So,
question.
so even thus now after you hear from Gangadhar, you feel like I'm okay. My exam looks okay.
Yeah, of course. This drag, I got this multiple choice, two to three questions, but
Okay.
drag and drop is definitely it's
Yeah,
time
yeah.
consuming. Definitely,
The way he says 8 items both aside,
no,
oh
it's
my
not
God.
easy.
That's
I
a
would have
punishment.
skipped that one. If I would have got it, I would have addressed it later. It's not easy one.
That's a punishment exam look like.
Yes.
But
No.
drag and drop also, Shriram, they are basically the similar to the one which are there in Sri
Okay.
Learning.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Thanks for those answers then. All right, good. Once again, thanks a lot for everyone having all these questions and discussions. Really happy this. We brought this idea from for Sunday prayers to bring the people who clear the exam. So we talk about it. We're using first 20-30 minutes for this reason. So I have more people going for exam in coming days. We will invite people. Let's listen to them. It's not to show that how the exam was a tough. It is to show that even if it is a tough, we as a leaders have the ability to come back. That's a whole message of the last 30 minutes discussion. All these people have their family, their commitments, too many things around them, but still there is one hope is let's do it. Let's make it happen. So that's a reason we are working as a class for weeks, months to prepare you to get ready for it. Sometimes I use a lot of philosophy in the class also. One of the reason is I don't want you to get demotivated and the scores are going down. You have to feel that yes, I can come out. That's a key point. Okay. With this, we'll get inside. I have a question to share and we'll discuss about it. Yeah, let's do that part. Okay, get ready and let me bring up a question. People watching from YouTube, you feel free to leave your answers in the chat window. I have a couple of questions. Let's see how we are unfolding the answers. I'll start with question number one. So here is a question. Read carefully. You have to choose one choice out of it. You can leave your answers in the chat box. I'll give a few more seconds. Okay, I can start, I believe. Okay, I'm looking at the answers. I'm seeing mostly alphabet is A. Not everyone is A here. Let's see if I can invite someone to give some thought process. Jansi, I'm seeing your name at the top. I'll invite you. So, Jansi, how should I read this question? What key term you've observed?
Hi, Shri.
Hey.
Yeah. So the project team feels, that's one term.
The project, I'm sorry, repeat again.
The third line, project team feels
The feel of the
in,
team. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then there was waterfall to agile. So that's the very first line. Project runs using waterfall approach, and they want to switch to agile. That's the fourth line.
Okay. What about the second line? A project currently is in
In
development,
development. Yeah.
impacted by local regulations, which are being updated regularly. So it looks like it's an information line.
Correct.
Information line. So can I say, imagine this organization is in the country for 30 years. Just I'm putting a number, okay? So they are following some way of working. Now they are transforming. Can we say this can even turn into a hybrid model? Is this the way the question is going?
Yes,
The
could be
project team,
hybrid.
yeah, could be, but not cleared. The project team feels that implementing agile technique would benefit the project due to the constantly changing regulations. So as per you, you see this as a key term, right? So far, and you see waterfall is a key term here. By the way, whenever we read a question, what are the key things we have to observe in a question? Any one or two key points? Can anyone help me? What we have to observe when we read a question?
And
Tense of the question. Okay, which means is it a
Intense.
Intensity.
past or present? Okay, intensity. Intensity of what? Is it a project a showstopper?
Yeah.
Showstopper. Okay, let's go first these 2 points. Tense. How useful tense in this question, in this scenario? Is it a happened, happening, or going to happen? What is the situation here?
So it is happening because it is in present tense. If I read the second information line, a project currently in development is impacted, means which is currently in the development stage, it is impacted. So that is a past tense, which is, and the project is still running on, but it is already impacted by local regulations,
Okay.
which are being updated.
Okay. Let me also look at aligning with you. Normally the projects runs. Okay. Normally the projects runs. So they're talking something on the past, and the team is preferring, right? The project team feels, as Jansi was mentioning, the implementing agile technique would benefit the project due to the constantly changing regulation. This is for the future. So what has happened on the past? Past is past, looking for the future. In this question, tense is having some influence, but not a heavy influence. It has some influence, there I can say. What about the intensity? Is there anything showstopper thing happening here? Because of this, the project will get stopped. Project will be failure. Anything like this here?
No, it's not
No,
showstopper.
nothing.
Not that much, right? Can I say this whole question more of a process related question?
Yes.
Process related question, process oriented question. When you may say process in a company, process change will happen. Usually team members enter, the office people enter by the parking spot, and the company announced that we are going to do some work in a parking spot. You guys can enter from block B. It's a process change. So company will put a lot of notice information, send an email to people. It's a process change. Now why I gave that example is, In many questions, some questions will be very sharp on project performance. This project is running late. The project has some people not working properly. The project has shortage on resources. Something like this you will hear. Some questions will not be on the directly on the project. Indirectly could be on certain things on some of the process changes. But you may be surprised, will the process change will derail the project, will slow down the project. I'll go back to the example of the entry gate in your office. In entry gate, usually people come by parking spot, and then they're telling that from next week we have some flooring work in parking spot. So you all come by block B. Some people question it, man, but the simple change, what's going to happen? And some person will tell, no, that simple change can impact project also, because there is one person who injured recently, need a wheelchair to enter the office. From block B, we don't have a wheelchair entrance. Really? So the person has to work from home. Really? Will it impact the project? That I don't know. You have to tell me. So message is, even a process oriented changes can impact a project. But should I think on that? In exam hall, when you work out on this question, your brain can think. Actually, your brain is 1,000 times, million times faster than what you think. In exam, you get 1 minute 20 seconds per question, but your brain can process in micro milliseconds. That is how you work, right? When you drive a car, when you think on something, your brain can process pretty faster. But only thing is we need a direction of processing. So intensity, showstopper, straight away, I don't see anything in the line, but it could impact somewhere. So if it is going to impact, who can make a decision on it? Now let's go to the third key point in the question. You said intensity, you said tense of the question. When you read a question, should I focus who is being targeted in the question? Is it one of the key? Is it important?
Project manager.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now help me. In this question, when I say who are the being targeted here?
Project team.
Okay.
Project manager.
Project manager.
I see project manager targeted. Also, is there any target on the team as well?
Yes.
In a sense, the project team feels. So I have to get the emotional or bottom up ask from the team. However, the last line of the question, project manager do in this scenario, the burden comes on this guy. What are you going to do? Okay, let's stop here with the question part. Okay, now let's go to the answer part. I saw everyone put an answer A. I'm not going to question you why A right now, but I'm going to question you D, C, and B. Tell me something negative in this answer which made you not to choose. What is negative as per the PMI?
The last one is not checking with the team, so they're not discussing.
So it is more autocratic.
Autocratic way, yeah.
Okay, you are pushing something on the people.
Yeah, without discussion.
Okay. Okay. I hear your point. Okay, I would see one.
Without analysis, budget will not come into the picture.
Leverage budget reserves to add vendors, but we are adding vendors. It's beneficial for you, getting in more people. Don't.
But even vendors are also part of the team. So, without improper, analysis, even leveraging anything, even vendors are also part of the team, right? So that's the reason C is eliminated.
So the buy-in from the team is more important. That's intention.
Yep.
Okay. So leveraging budget will not help because you're not talking to them. Okay, gone. B. Why B went out?
So present this request to PMO and project sponsorer, even project sponsorer and PMO. What I thought was project sponsorer is also part of the team. So what do you project in front of a sponsorer without having an analyze of the impact?
Okay. I'm seeing this word stands pretty strong today, isn't it?
So
if without this, we're not going to get anything here. That doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, go ahead.
Another thought, what I been learning is, see, the elimination technique. So first, based on my study, which is going on Rita, so first thing PM should do is analyze. Even though the word is present here, without investigating or analyzing anything, there is no, outcome. So if I recall, if there is an issue, first approach is talk to the team or do analysis with the team. So that is what I choose answer A. And this is something I splitted that why, what, and how. So basically, I have eliminated why things first. If there are any, then what things first, because what is an action? We don't want an action because action is not the first thing project manager does. It is how he's going to react on the situation. So that is part of how. So I just choose answer A, which fits how portion. And I mean, that is what my understanding so far. I'm reading, Rita and going through some of the marks and understanding.
Yep. That's an interesting point. So I appreciate that. I like the way you said you don't jump to action immediately. But what if there is a showstopper and the project will be derailed? Should the manager jump immediately?
So look for options where the options are how part. If there is a scenario, if there are no how part, then definitely the options will have what should the PM does, right? So look, using this technique, I would have eliminated if there is a showstopper.
Okay, and I like the way you're looking at the question. A nice one. Let me go a little more with you. When you say how part, what do you mean by that?
In this situation, see, there is no information given that something is going to be stopped. Okay, so there was a procedure where the team was running. So there is a current situation where regulatory changes are done, are going to be updated, and because of this, team wants to switch from one process to another process. It is just a feel. Okay, they are not concluded, or they don't even have any project charter on this one. So how? So that means like how a project manager should react. So in this one, what should the project manager does means he or she has to analyze what is the benefit, what is the benefit versus cost if they want to move from a waterfall to like an agile or a hybrid. Then present to the PMO or the sponsor with the cost versus benefit. Then like if the sponsor or PMO advises, okay, we are done, then project charter will be done. Based on that, leverage or implement whatever. That is how
Later we can have different training to make people better.
Exactly.
Right. Good. I like that, Anil. That's a good approach in the sense I'm seeing the way you're looking at the question. You put yourself on the floor and see what will happen if I'm the manager there. That's how you're seeing this question. Look like I can
Yes,
see
true. Yes.
you run a 3D picture around you, isn't it?
Yep. So imagine for your second, then if there are any showstopper, then I would have went for why this happened first of all. Okay, so then I would have thought of different strategy to eliminate the given options if there are any showstoppers.
Super, Anil. I like that. Thanks for sharing that insight. Really helps, which means how to see myself in the spot. That helps. Thanks, Anil. I appreciate it. So let me put the right answer here. The answer goes with A, as everyone guessed out or made a right choice by logical thinking. Conduct an analysis of how incorporating agile methodologies. This is what I keep hearing from Anil. So I was keep pressing him why you said how. The reason is to understand how he's thinking on this part, which is a good explanation he gave it. The project manager should first conduct an analysis of how incorporating agile methodologies will impact the project requirements before making other changes to the approach. So before you do an approach change, you'll do impact analysis because this change can be expensive over a period of time. Sudden changes, it may look nice today, but what is consequence over a period of time that you have to understand. Using budget reserve to add vendor is not the correct action for this scenario. You don't want to get in that place. But the point here is, when I read this kind of a question, you'll be in a confusion. Am I reading a predictive model of question, adaptive model of questions? Because in exam, there are many questions come as if a hybrid model, which could be a company which is in the industry for 20 years or 40 years. Now they want to move into agile. What are you going to do? So those kind of questions will make you to think from a migrating company, which means moving from one to another. It can even go other way. A company working in agile would like to see how they can get back to the previous model, how they were executing. It can even come back. If they want to come back, what they have to do, you have to see from that direction. Don't always see you move from predictive to adaptive. There is a chance adaptive to predictive also could happen, possibly. Yes, Anil.
Sri, I want to ask, imagine if the option A is part of the question and we have another option which says, like, so option B, C, D and other options will explain us what the PM has to do, right? So is my understanding of answering questions to look for how, I mean, why, what, and how is given a higher preferences, then what part, then why part. Is that my understanding? So in this case, if the A is part of the question and B, C, D, and with another part which tells what the PM has to do. So definitely in that case, present this request to PMO and project sponsor. That is what.
Could be,
So
yes.
is my understanding correct in order to understand the questions?
Yes, if A gets into the question, which means analysis happened. Now next is action. Now you have to get into action.
That means what part, right?
Yes, you have to get into what to do next.
Okay.
Now you got the answer what to do from your analysis. Now you jump in and do something on this. So your approach is correct.
Okay. Thanks, Sri. Thanks.
Perfect. Let's hit to one more question. Shall we do that? Let's go here. Another very small question. Did you say small question? Come on, man. It's a very big question. In exam, if you get it, you will be surprised. Man, should I read it in a minute of time? But still, most of you read it. I got answers B, C, and A. This is going to be a bit tricky now. Last time everyone went with the A. It was so smooth. This is B, C, and A. Okay. Who can I pull in? Let's go. Who is in the top list? Tanusa is in the top. Let's invite Tanusa. Hey, Tanusa, I see you in the top. You started with the B as an answer. It's a big question, but can you help me? Which area I should focus?
Okay. So the first thing is the payment mode that 1.5 million USD dollars was made without proper authorizations, and it's the company's policy. The mandate is that the company policy requires that all payments need to undergo a formal approval by the functional manager.
So can I say this is a serious violation? Something has happened?
Yes.
Okay, violation. Okay, happened. So here they're saying you, which means project manager is the start point. Okay. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. What are the areas I have to focus?
So this was supposed to be done by the functional manager, but he was on vacation. So they should have ideally, figured out a way at that point itself when he was in his absence, who would probably,
Alternative person should be.
alternative person.
Yes.
Someone should have been there, which they did not.
Yes.
And it indicates that this is not that relevant, I feel, but yeah, but they've mentioned that the CPI is 1.17, which basically means that project is under budget. But the other point here is that the
This
major
is under budget, which means in control. Project is in control.
Yes, under budget, yeah.
Okay.
But 8 major deliverables. This is like the intensity. It gets a little thing here that 8 major deliverables will be submitted 2 weeks ahead of the schedule. But this may result in opportunity to further crash the project, which means you probably need, if we have to crash the project, you probably have to spend more resources to either, resources to get more resources to get the work done.
But one thing you said in between, this is not relevant here, which means CPI information. Do you feel it is not relevant in this question? Is it add up?
It is. But if this wouldn't have been there also, I think we would
It's okay.
have.
Without that also they can survive in this question, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But one challenge to you, they're saying CPI 1.7, which is under budget, in control. They are telling ahead of schedule. Ahead of schedule means let's put a number like this. They are performing 1.1, just an index. Okay. When something is under budget, when something is ahead of schedule, can I say this project is in a better shape now?
It's relatively, not that bad, but you cannot, so whatever estimates you've given, you have to try to be, there shouldn't be major changes. You cannot be under budget also, you cannot be over budget also. It should be around one, I would say.
Okay. So when we say CPI 1.17, which means the team is spending less but doing more. When they say ahead of schedule, I asked the request team if you can complete 10 work packages, but teams are doing 12 work packages, which is going well. No, I'm just taking help from you. The last 2-3 sentence look like overboarded information, a lot of information, right? A lot of information. At least when you see the first half of a question, someone has violated the norms or policy without approval, something has happened. And then next half of the question, getting and talking about the project, how it's performing. Now, suddenly they stop there. Anticipated cost can be less and you can close the project, stop there. And then they ask, what should you do? Now, which one I should answer? Should I answer for the second section of the question or should I focus on the first set of the question? What is the problem in this question?
Like you said, it's like too much information in the second half. but the first part of the question kind of has more, importance, saying that there is something which has, they've violated certain rules and are not compliant with the company policy. So, and because you're new to the project, you've just replaced the project manager, I think it's your responsibility to at least notify the appropriate management.
Appropriate management immediately. Why we should notify? What is your thought there? Why we have to notify? By notifying, what's going to happen?
They'll be aware of what's happening.
Aware of it. Okay, nice. Thanks. I think enough. I challenged you. I'll stop here. Thanks for that. Let me pull in Anil. Or not Anil. Anil, you spoke already. I'll hold on. I'll go to Mahesh. Mahesh, you want to say something on this? I'm seeing your answer with B.
Yeah. So for me, company violation, it is not following the 4 principles of what PMI suggests to have. So as a new project manager, rather than going with the whatever happened, it's better to inform the stakeholders or the management that this happened, even though the project is in a good shape.
Okay.
Just
So,
taking precautionary things.
so this all gets blind for us the moment something has been skipped here. Once a violation comes in, okay, so violation is the key factor. We have to give attention to that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So can you tell me, can you help me? If B is your choices, I see D, C, A removed out. Any negative things which I can strike out here?
For A
Train.
option?
Yeah, why A goes out? B is good. I agree. You say B is good. I put this way. But why you thought A goes out?
Because project team is working on the actual objective of the project, and the payment authorization is something functional manager is doing, which is not part of
Doesn't make
the actual
sense.
project.
Okay. Then C. Add a note in the project archives.
Yeah,
Okay.
these he can do, but this will be just a note, and it will go to the repositories of organization. So next
Adding
project
a,
manager can
yeah, this is not going to solve the problem.
problem.
It's only information you're saying. Is it correct?
Maybe next project manager or new project they can take the information.
Okay.
Okay, this has happened,
But
and we should not do
but
this thing.
now the violation is not handled. That's your
Yes.
thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you go to D?
Yeah, and we can call
Call.
the project manager, but the in the question also already the answer is given that the function manager was on leave, so this manager will also give you the same explanation, but that will be again the same case. It will
Okay.
not solve the problem. This is what my opinion.
Yeah, I see your point. I see your point. Okay. Thanks, Mahesh, for that. But still, I have to pull Anil because Anil has given a different answer. Yes, Anil, go ahead. What is your thought about C? You gave C as answer.
So first, see here, what is my first thought is, so the situation which here happened is under monitoring and control, which I assume, okay, without proper, because during this execution, where monitoring and control was come, so after monitoring control, there will be a project closure. So my assumption was this happened during monitoring and control. So during this, what I felt was first thing I will add a note, because before notifying any management, immediately I would make a note of this in my archive, so that.
But you're putting an archive. Archive means goes to your repository. You will see only later.
Yeah, so that, I mean, yeah, so initial thought was this one. It was a phase between monitor and closure. Now, based on the explanation we had, I think B is the right answer. Then maybe after notifying
Later
the
it will come.
management, then I can.
Yeah. Look
Yeah,
like immediate action is needed. Nice to put in archive, but I'm
yeah,
also suspecting archive is it goes to the store. It will take time to action. But I
yeah,
want to know because as per the PMI we learned, right? Responsibility, respect, honesty, fairness.
yeah.
So by honesty and by responsibility, by honesty, I should step in and tell that guy somebody has violated the policy. But you can question back, actually, what's the big deal, man? Let them violate the policy. What's going to happen? We don't know how it's going to impact where. It is not
Yes.
pinpoint somebody. It is to be straight on the rule. There is a reason. There is a rule, right? We have to see that rule. That's a message. Very good. So
Yeah.
let's keep it as it is now. Thanks, Anil. I will listen to Praveen also. Praveen put answer A. Yes, Praveen. What is your thought there?
Yes, since project is on means in a very good shape, I will say, in terms of the cost and schedule, and since the means we have already violated policy, and at this moment it is not impacting on the project. Okay, so there is no any point in engaging the management at this moment. Okay, so for going forward uh, assignments, we can train the team for the payment authorization, and they will make sure that all the communication happen with the management and approval process is followed. So this is
Okay.
my
But
thought.
yeah, I see your point, but I'll have two questions. When I say train the team, I don't know who am I going to train. Will
Yeah.
that be overboarded information for my team who is working technically on something in my project?
Uh, it will be not a training to all team members. The person who is responsible for communicating with the approval and all. So basically, it will be project manager itself
Okay.
who need to be, okay. So get the approval and all.
Okay.
So
All right.
entire
So,
team training is not required. That sentence is not correct, but
yeah,
we
knowledge
should
is
have
needed.
knowledge is needed. Yes,
Needed.
right.
Needed. I see your point. I see your point. But I also heard from you, at present it is okay because the project is doing good. Is it the feel you have?
Yes, project is in good shape, I will say.
Okay. But you discovered that a payment of $1.5 million was made without proper authorization. Okay. Now imagine 1.5 million, 0.5 million we did over. If it is a very big billion-dollar company, yeah, still it is a problem because this 0.5 million can impact some other project in your company. Is it possible? Is it could impact some other system in your company, which means 0.5 million paying more without proper authorization can hit some of the terms and conditions of your company also. But then let's be careful when they say policy, the policy would have been set that if we cross this policy, there'll be a threshold because of which some other issues could happen. There could be some monetary regulation in the industry. The monetary regulation in the industry, watch out, anyone do transaction more than 1 million, they will put that company into audit. I'll just give a hint for you. In India, I'm not still sure, some years back or even now, when you buy gold about certain amount, your PAN number details will get into the radar of tax department. Are you aware of that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm just taking that example. Don't take literally that example. I'm giving an example. If your company has a policy, that policy is don't cross the threshold so that you don't want to get into trouble. Okay. Now your company, somebody made a transaction of 1.5 million, unwantedly, you got into international monetary system and your company is listed there. Are you in trouble now?
Yes, I agree, Sri. So
Could
in
be.
addition to that,
I'm exaggerating, okay? I'm exaggerating. But when I'm into manager role, I will see in that direction. When somebody says, Shri, you know what? It's 1.5 million, it's okay. I will say, no, it is not okay. I want to read the policy, why they made it 1.1 million is correct threshold. I want to learn that first. Then I want to talk to the functional manager, other manager who approved it 1.5 million. What was your background for it? And then I'll go for your training. There is training, what you say. And that person says, oh, buddy, sorry guys, I'm not aware of this. Okay, let me put on training. But you intentionally did something and there is something else in the policy. I had to be very careful on it. Now, why I'm saying this is, yeah, your thought is good. I will not say okay the moment I see project is good, but still the fund is going out. We'll be a little careful. What if I put my company into problem? What if I put my project into the problem? That's a direction. Yeah. Interesting, Praveen. I like the different views I heard from people here now. So let's put the answer now on the board. The answer goes to B after a lot of discussion. Let's see what the answer says to us. Notify the appropriate. I don't know who is this. They say appropriate. Could be someone, your legal department, someone who can take a decision on the policy, someone is involving into this. About improper payment authorization, once notified, management can determine what the next step should do. Then we go what Praveen said. Says about let's put them into training, maybe. But before that, project managers are required by PMI code of ethics to professionally conduct to follow all rules, policies, and process and to report the errors for others to the appropriate management. Failure to report this to management before making plans to handle situation is against a code of ethics. It is not PMI code of ethics, it's a business code of ethics that you'll be very careful. Don't get into trouble. It's just an example, right? What they want to show. Was it a good question? Did it help us to think something in different directions?
yes, Sri.
Yeah, it helps. It helps, right? Nice to know. Okay, looking at the time, let me stop sharing here. So how was the learning today? Any key topics on the top of your brain after listening to people? Any one or two learnings?
Time management is the crucial one during exam, but
Exam. Okay. Time management is crucial. people say they're very stuck on the time, isn't it, in the main exam? That's what I heard. How can we improve it while we do now practice? They've gone to the exam, they came back, they cleared. We have more chance. We are yet to write exam. What we can do now in practice?
Careful reading of questions
Be
at
careful
first
reading.
glance.
Yeah, exactly. And if you practice 60 question exam, watch out the timer. Doesn't mean always keeping looking at the timer. Be mindful of what you're doing there. It is not how fast you write. It is about how good you read. That's more important. So look at that part and also look at the keywords. Today, I like the way you all said, Shri, I want this particular line. I want this particular line. I think that's important. The more you get that, it's nice. Always have this PMI code of ethics with you. Code of ethics will help you to eliminate many wrong answers. Yeah, first see why it is wrong. That also helps you to save time. Okay, good then. Any other key points for today?
Sri, I wanted to ask one question. So I joined your coaching in October 2024 batch, only thinking that I just need a basics out of the learning. And I mean, this much time I understood the basics and trying to implement same thing in my like professional work on it. Now suddenly I am like planning to get this certification, and that too like this thought came in the early this month. So how you want me to like study, prepare?
You're getting for exam, isn't it? Okay.
Yes.
When you want to clear the exam? When?
Maybe before September 2024, 2025, sorry.
Okay. September. So we are in the month of May. You have July, June, July, August. You have 3.5 months, nearly 100 days with you. 100 days is enough time to clear the exam. So date wise, no problem. Reading wise, take Rita 11th edition book. Sit, read, calm, composed, cover at least 75-80% of the book. Not 100%. 75-80%. When you come to 75-80% of the book, already start practicing 60 questions in our portal. Do 5-6 question, 60 question exam paper, 5 or 6 papers you do. Enough. Stop there. Get to full exams. Do at least 4 or 5 full exams. Record all your scores, all your time, keep me posted, and then let's hit the exam. So September if is your main exam, at least by August middle somewhere or August beginning, start your full exams. If August middle you want to start the full exams, July end you will start your 60 questions exam. If July end you have to stop 60 questions exam, by July beginning or June end you should have been done with your book reading, which means hardly you have 1.5 months to complete your book reading.
Sure. Thanks.
You have a luxury of time, so sit and read. You can make it happen. Yep. All right, good. Then thanks all for your participation. People, by the way, doesn't listen to anyone. Is anyone getting the exam in this week? Did I miss those people? Okay. So if you're getting to exams in next few days, please let me know. We'll work out closely towards your success. Now have a fantastic Sunday. We'll again connect next week on Sunday prayers. See you all and bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Sri.
Sri.
Bye.